Thanks for clicking on this video. This is how I passed the NASM CPT test the first time. But first, let me give you some tips that may help you also pass the test the first time. The test itself is 120 questions, 20 of which are research questions. You must score 70% or higher. You have 2 hours to do so. I'd suggest taking the practice test so you know the right cadence to work at. So 2 hours, 120 questions, that might be fast for some people. You never know. So make sure you know what pace to work at. Some people on YouTube I've seen say that the questions are more difficult or different on the actual exam compared to the practice exam. I found that to be somewhat true. I found that the questions on the actual exam requires you to use more critical thinking and apply the knowledge, and the questions on the practice exam mostly or more often test like the information itself. So make sure you know your content or material well so you're able to figure out what the question is asking for in the actual exam. The NASM test goes into detail. For instance, if there are two diseases that are similar in the text, you want to make sure you know what the difference is. So if it comes up on the test, you can pick the correct one the question is looking for. Just be aware when you're studying and reading. Think in your head, what would the test be asking me? And most likely that would probably be a question the test asks. I found the test does get specific. It asks for numbers, percentages, statistics. You're going to want to be familiar with all of those different things in the variety of topics that personal trainers have to deal with. Of course, something important to remember is what is in the scope of a personal trainer's practice. Preventing injury, that's always an important concept for a personal trainer to remember when training a client. How to progress in training or regress in training when training a client, how to make a client feel comfortable when training, how to assess them, the process of making goals and the purpose of that. I think it's important to be familiar with different stages of training and the set and rep schemes. Now you should have a decent amount of tips of how to study for the test. Now I'll quickly tell you what I did to prepare for the exam. First, I purchased the 6th edition of the NASM personal training textbook. I read through it two times. Along with that, I purchased the Trainer Academy study guide. It's online. Basically, it has study tools like mnemonics, flashcards. It has audio that reads questions and answers for you. It has practice tests and exams and a few other things, which promises that you'll pass the exam on the first try you take it, which that held true for me. So I did those two things. I read through the book twice, did that, felt I was ready, went to NASM, ended up getting a bundle package. I read through their prep, which was like 6 sections of basically similar information. It's pretty much the same, maybe a few different things I didn't see before. Took all their tests, took their practice tests 3 times and I passed. Figured I was ready for the final exam, and then I finally took the final exam, and a few hours later I got an email and I was officially NASM certified. So that was that. I hope this video helps you get NASM certified. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.